over 100 grams of protein and 20 grams of fiber. Here's what I'm eating for another day on a GLP-1. These are simple meals that won't leave you feeling bloated or stuffed, but making sure you get enough food for the day. And this is just another realistic day of what I eat in a day. My name is Lenore, and I am a nutritionist and nutrition coach on a GLP-1. And as many of us here, I know what to do. I just need a little help doing it. All right, now remember, my calories and my protein goals are going to be a little bit different than yours. You might have to adjust your portions because you may need more calories than I do. And if you do, you want to make sure that you're getting plenty of nutrition added to the day. I'm 48 years old and I'm 5'2". I'm a shorty. So the shorter you are, the older you are, and the less muscle that you have on your body. This means you'll need fewer calories to maintain your weight, which means you'll need fewer calories than that to be able to lose weight. My goal is a little over 1,200 calories, 110 to 120 grams of protein, 15 to 20 grams of fiber, and 80 ounces of water for the day. I am currently on 2.5 milligrams of Zepbound, tirzepatide, and after a small delay around Thanksgiving, there was about a 3-week delay on the shipment of my meds, so I was off for 3 weeks. I decided to go ahead and wait through the holidays to come back on in January. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but I did enjoy the holidays. I initially started back in September and I lost 20 pounds, but I did gain 5 pounds back. So I'm at about net 15 pounds. It's not the end of the world for me, but I am ready to get back on track. All right, so let's start the day. Good morning, sunshines. Okay, so I'm trying to be a 5 a.m. riser. I got up at 5:30, which felt really good. It wasn't too bad. I need to go to bed earlier. So I'm working on my nighttime routine so I can have a better morning routine. I'm going to get a workout in, lift some weights, get some housework done before everybody wakes up at around 7. I'm going to just start with water for the day to get my water in. I don't really eat anything before I work out. It's too early for an energy drink too. So start the day out, work out, some water, and get going. Let's go ahead and lower. So go ahead, dig your left toes in towards the ground. Now keep your shoulders and hips. Okay, now that I am done with my workout, it is time for breakfast, and I'm going to start with some cottage cheese. And this is how I measure it. I'll set the container on and then turn the scale on, which will start it at 0. And then I remove the food from the container, and then that will leave me with the exact amount that I took out. And this will total about 113 grams. And that works for me. I think the serving size was about 110, so that's not a big deal. But what I'm going to add to this is the superfood smoothie. I was doing the little applesauce pouches because they had 3 grams of fiber, but someone recommended this to me, and it's 5 grams of fiber, 5 grams of protein, and it actually tastes really good. So this was a very simple meal. I didn't have to turn on the stove. This was about 200 calories, 19 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. So this was a perfect little breakfast for me. It tasted good, quick and easy, and a good start to my protein and calories. Okay, so 3 days a week, I watch my 3-month-old granddaughter. She's so precious. But she does not leave me much time throughout the day because she is awake more, and sometimes she gets a little fussy. So I have to make sure I have something that is quick and easy for lunch on those days in case I need to get up and run to my granddaughter. I had some leftover chicken from Monday, and I took the bag of the Caesar salad and I ate a little less than half of that. And what I was supposed to have was a chicken Caesar wrap. And I was going to do that with these spinach wraps, but I forgot to bring the wraps. This would have added 15 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein. I did just eat the chicken salad, which was fine, but it would have been really good with this wrap. My husband will eat it with just the regular carb balance tortillas, and my kid, they both can eat those wraps. They can eat those wraps with just the tortillas. You can also use the Just Bare chicken nuggets or the patties, and those are really good in the wraps. Okay, so I wanted to show you, this is what, when I have time with the air fryer, then I can make these, but here's what I normally do. These are the chicken chunks. These are delicious and they do taste better to me than the Just Bare breaded. These are not the breaded, but they have a Just Bare breaded and they're less expensive if you can get them at Costco. I found these, if you have Publix where you're at, they're BOGO right now. These are the oven roasted chicken. These are going to have more protein, less calories than the breaded. These are still a decent option, but if you're really watching what you are eating and watching your calories, this could be a better option for you that is quick and easy if you don't have time to make your own chicken. So I just want to show you it can be convenient. I use leftover chicken, or you can use these in the air fryer. You can actually heat these up in the microwave. They didn't taste as good. You need a sauce. So if you put these in the air fryer and then mix them up in the Caesar salad and throw it in a wrap, it's delicious. Okay, so the total for lunch was 371 calories, 29 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. Now remember, I used a chicken thigh, a leftover 4-ounce chicken thigh, but the wrap would have added 15 grams of fiber and 6 grams of protein. So you can go either way. And I know some of you were asking, I use Macros First as the tracking app if you track your calories. I've been using it since 2022. I do pay for the upgraded version. I use all of the little perks. But if you're looking for the free version, it scans all the food for free and there's plenty of stuff in the library. I have not scanned anything that wasn't in their library. So that's a part of their free basic version. But if you decide to get the upgraded version and you want to try it for free, you want to try it for 2 weeks, use the code Leo14 and you'll get 14 days for free. Okay, so lunch was pretty easy. And for me, the best type of lunch is some kind of leftovers, something I can put together quickly. If you don't have the time and you work from home, or you're at home and you're able to cook, obviously cooking is probably the best way to go. So leftovers for me is the best of both worlds. All right, so that was a super easy breakfast and a pretty easy lunch. So let's move on to dinner. Okay, so let's talk about dinner for tonight. We are going to have chicken thighs. So I'm going to grill this whole pack. My husband's going to grill it. I'm going to have him grill the whole pack so that I have leftovers for tomorrow. You're fine. For our side, I'm going to do this brown rice and quinoa package. I don't recommend eating it by itself. I really didn't like it. I need seasoning. So what I do, this is what I do, is I take a zucchini, bell pepper, and half an onion, and I will saute this in oil and season it with, that's my favorite seasoning. Listen, y'all, I'm not a chef, so I use this for everything because this has salt, black pepper, red pepper, and garlic. And then I do use a little extra garlic. But I'll saute these veggies in olive oil and then I'll heat this up and then put this in the pan. So I'm going to show you what I do for dinner. Okay, this is going to be what I share with my husband. So we'll half this entire side. Okay, now let me show you how I cut this bell pepper. So you see this little like crack, looks like a little booty crack. So I am going to cut right across that. So you can do this pretty quickly and then you won't really get any of the seeds. So you can see I just cut right along on top of that little indentation and it gets all of the bell pepper. I cut the bottom off and it just leaves the rest. And then you can just throw that out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some oil to the pan. If you're someone who is tracking and you don't know how to measure your oil, here's a very simple way. Okay, you're going to set your oil down on the scale and you're going to turn your scale on So it'll turn it to 0 grams. And then what you're going to do is you'll pour, there we go. You're going to pour what you want. I'm going to just drizzle a little bit. And then you're going to set it back on the scale, and you'll see at 18 grams it says negative, but 18 grams is what I used. And then you can put that in your calculator, and I'll show you how that works too. So I got my chicken thighs laid out. We're going to get these grilled. I'm going to go ahead and season them. So I'm doing chicken thighs, which is a little bit fattier and less protein. But I had chicken for lunch. I'm really high on my protein, so I have room. I prefer the taste of chicken thighs. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add some slap ya mama. And I'm pretty generous with this. I'm also going to add more garlic. And then we're going to flip them and do exactly the same thing on the other side. And now they're ready to grill. All right, so we're going to heat up this pan on medium, and then we're going to saute the onions. All right, let's go ahead and get these onions. I've been cooking these for about 3 or 4 minutes. You can see they're starting to get a little clear. Now I'm going to add the rest of the veggies. And then we'll just get that nice and mixed. And we're going to let that cook for several minutes while the chicken is cooking. All right, we're just making sure that's all nice and coated. All right, so I'm going to turn it down on low and just let that cook a little bit longer. All right, let's go check on the chef. Let's see. Hi, Harvey. How's it going?
Going good. Almost done.
Yeah. Woohoo. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. Then I'll show you how I mix it all up to make it taste good. Okay, we're going to season it up again. Some slap your mama. You don't really need a lot. And then we're going to do garlic. So I'm going to add another spray of oil. Okay, I'm going to add it in. Your quinoa, brown rice, and lots of veggies. This tastes so freaking good. My husband is so picky. I sometimes have toddler taste buds, and I love this meal. You can always just make your own rice. Make your, rice or quinoa from scratch. This is just one of those nights where we're busy and I need to get something done quickly. That's it. All right, so here's the chicken. You can also put them in the air fryer at 390 for 12 minutes and then turn it over for another 6 to 8, and then just make sure if you use a thermometer it's at 165. But yum. Here's a little trick for those who are measuring. If you are using your plate and you can't see the measurements, you can just place that plate on a bowl, and that way you have a clear view, and then measure your foods on your plate. So you can see here I have a little over 4 ounces of cooked chicken thigh. So here's my meal. 540 calories, 34 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. Okay, so dinner was delicious, by the way. At night, I do take the Mira Fiber gummies, which gives me a little extra soluble fiber. So I take half the dose. So I take 2 of the gummies, and that gives me 4 grams of extra fiber. Okay, so let's recap the day. And let me know if this is helpful, what you like, or what you'd like to see more of in these videos, because I have a lot more of these videos coming up. So if you did like this, please make sure you like and subscribe, pretty please. And I will bring you more and more of these types of videos with just different ideas of what I normally eat in a day. I'm not a big seafood fan, so you won't see a lot of seafood, but I do eat tuna and fried shrimp. So you probably won't see fried shrimp on here, but I do like sauteed shrimp in butter. Okay, so let's recap the day. I had 1,280 calories, 112 grams of protein, 17 grams of fiber. Again, I would have had more in the wrap, but not bad at all. And 94 grams of carbs, 58 grams of fat, and less than 2,000 milligrams of sodium. So I don't track sodium. It was just cool to see that I didn't have a high sodium day, which for me is what causes me to bloat really fast and really easily. So the more home cooked meals you eat, the less sodium you're going to have. When you eat out at restaurants, they pack those foods with sodium, which causes you to bloat and look like you gained 10 pounds when you probably didn't, but you will gain that water weight. I also worked out yesterday. I drank 88 ounces of water. So it was a really good day for me. All days don't really look like that, but I was really proud that I was able to get it in. It's not going to be every single day that you check every box, but if you can hit most days, you are definitely on the right path. So I just want to leave you with this very motivational quote, I guess, from the very famous lyricist from 1991, Ice Cube. You can do it. Put your back into it. I'm just playing, y'all. I love 90s music. Okay, laters. I will see you on the next one.